They did not tell him he would be the last sacrifice. They only told him to walk. The chains around his wrists were cold, but his heart felt colder. The road to the mountain was lined with people who refused to meet his eyes. Mothers held their children close. Old men whispered prayers. Soldiers stood stiff, pretending this was honor, not fear. His name was Cale. Once, he had dreamed of being someone. Now, he was only an offering. Cale had always been weak in a world that worshipped strength. He was born during a winter famine, small and sickly, and his body never truly recovered. When other boys learned to fight, he learned to survive pain. When others shouted, he learned silence. His father died in a border war that gained nothing. His mother worked herself into the grave so he could eat. By 16, Cale belonged to no one. By 19, the kingdom decided he belonged to the dragons. The elders said the sacrifices kept the skies calm. They said the dragons demanded blood. What they never said was that the chosen were always the unwanted. The gates of the mountain closed behind him with a sound like a tomb ceiling shut inside. Darkness breathed. Cale took one step forward, then another. His bare feet scraping against stone burned smooth by ancient fire. The air was hot, heavy, filled with the smell of ash and something deeper. Something old and tired. He expected a roar. Instead, he heard pain. A low, broken sound echoed through the cavern, not angry, not hungry, but suffering. Cale stopped. Every instinct screamed at him to run, but there was nowhere left to go. Light from the torches revealed the dragon dot. It was massive, but wrong. One wing lay twisted beneath its body, scales cracked and blackened as if poisoned. Thick iron chains, etched with glowing runes, were wrapped around its chest and neck, burning slowly into its flesh. This was not a god of destruction. This was a prisoner. The dragon opened one eye. Gold dulled to amber. It looked at Cale without surprise. Another, the dragon said, its voice heavy with exhaustion. How many have they sent now? Cale swallowed. I don't know. The dragon exhaled, and the ground trembled. They never do. Cale stepped closer, his heart pounding so hard it hurt. Why are you chained? The dragon laughed, a sound like stone cracking. Because humans fear what they cannot kill. Cale felt something twist inside his chest. He had expected hatred. He found understanding instead. They said you demanded sacrifices. Cale said quietly, they lied. The dragon replied, they hunted us, cursed us, bound us, and when they could not finish the job, they fed us your kind to weaken us. Cale looked at the chains, at the wounds that never healed. He looked at the creature that had once ruled the skies and now barely breathed. I'm sorry. He whispered. The dragon stared at him. No human had ever said that. Above them, horns sounded. The soldiers had returned, weapons raised, ready to finish what they started if the dragon stirred. Cale turned toward the entrance. Stop, he shouted. An arrow struck his leg. He fell, gasping, pain exploding through him. The soldiers shouted, confused, angry. Another arrow hit his side. Blood soaked the stone. The dragon roared, not with fury, but with grief. Foolish human, it said. You should have run. Cale dragged himself forward, inch by inch, leaving blood behind him. I was running my whole life. The soldiers advanced. Spears lowered. The dragon tried to rise, but the chains burned brighter, forcing it down. Cale pushed himself between the weapons and the dragon, trembling, bleeding, barely conscious. If you want to kill it, he said, voice shaking. You'll have to kill me first. They did. A spear pierced his chest. The world faded. But death did not take him. The dragon felt his heartbeat falter. Something ancient and forbidden awakened. A bond long thought impossible formed not through command, but through choice. The dragon poured its remaining strength into Cale, not caring if it meant its own end. Fire met blood. Pain became light. Cale woke screaming. Power surged through his veins, burning and alive. The chains shattered, runes exploding into dust. The dragon rose, wings spreading for the first time in centuries. The soldiers fled, outside. The sky darkened as dragons answered the call, scarred, broken, hunted. They came not for revenge, but for truth. Cale stood on shaking legs. His wounds had closed, leaving glowing marks across his skin. He looked at his hands, then at the dragon. I didn't mean. The dragon lowered its massive head. You chose compassion when your world chose cruelty. The other dragons circled, their eyes fixed on Kale. Murmurs echoed through the air, ancient language heavy with disbelief, a crown formed from fire and memory. The dragon lifted it carefully and placed it on Kel's head. You were sacrificed by humans. The dragon said, you are crowned by dragons. Below, the kingdom watched the sky burn and trembled. Realizing the truth too late, Kale did not smile. He looked down at the world that had thrown him away and felt no hatred, only sorrow. I don't want war, he said. The dragon's voice softened. Neither do we. And so a new age began, not with fire, but with a boy who refused to let cruelty decide the future. Hope rose from ashes. And the world, for the first time, listened.